You probably heard my son sneezing, but I'm going to keep going. Hey, I'm Crystal, and welcome to Crystal Clear, the place where things are kept real, dreams are brought to life, and where tears and laughter go hand in hand as inspiration and imagination take the front seat. I'm glad you came. So I don't know if you know this or not, but I am a writer. I write screenplays, I write poems, I write articles, I write books, and really whatever the hell else needs writing, I write it. Um, so yeah, I'm a writer, and I have been working on my craft for a really long time. And when someone I know has a question about writing or wants to write something or has a story and they're trying to figure out how to start, or they're stuck at a certain point, or either their friend or someone they know needs help, my phone rings. And I love that because I love to be able to help other people bring their visions to life, and kind of iron out details that need to be ironed out and just get to where they're trying to go. And so I appreciate it. It makes me feel good that somebody thought that I was the resource. Okay, so I guess I know something, and that I didn't let them down. So what I recognize is that some of you, my gemstones or soon to be gemstones, may be writers yourself, or you want to write and you're not sure where to start or how to start, or maybe you're stuck, or maybe you are just bombarded with information from the internet or from people that you've met along the way, and you don't really know what to do. So what I wanted to do is share with you my top 4 tips for becoming or being a better writer. Number 1 is trust your idea. Whenever you get an idea for a story, whatever that story is and however you see it being written, whatever medium, nurture it, water it, and watch it grow, because it will. I find that there is always a reason that my ideas come to me. It doesn't matter if I use them now or if I use them later. What's important is that this idea came to me for a reason, and it is my responsibility to do something with it. It was a gift that I've received, a gift that's been implanted in my mind. And so it's my job to take care of that gift. Trust that that idea came to you specifically for a reason, and know that that idea will be exactly what you need when the time is right. Number 2 on the list, stop sharing your work with everybody. Now that might contradict some of the things that you've read on the internet, or maybe another writer friend has told you, and not to knock your writer friends, because writer friends are great. Or even just friends in general may have told you that, or family members. But and I've heard it too, when you write something, share it with people, get people's opinions. And why would you do that? Listen, the internet is filled with lots of strangers. I'm assuming well-meaning strangers who will tell you to share your work with a lot of people and get their feedback. But the fact of the matter is that regardless of our similarities, no one, no two people in the world experience the world in exactly the same way. You and I could sit down together on the same sofa or in the same theater and watch the same exact movie. And we may find that a lot of the same things that made the other person feel how they felt, we feel that way too. Maybe something in the movie made you laugh and it made me laugh too. But I guarantee you, in your moments away from that, you will start to reflect on things that maybe your friend or maybe I didn't reflect on. What I'm saying is that it doesn't, other people's opinions don't matter. Other people's feedback doesn't matter. You can share it with, maybe you have somebody that you trust, and you just say, hey, why don't you check this out? Tell me what you think. But don't let those thoughts of that person really move you. If anything, pick what you need and take that and plug it in here, plug and play it here if you see that it would work. But don't let somebody else's feedback of your work shift you or shift your focus, because after a while you'll be telling their story, and what good is that, because it was your idea. How does that make sense? What my experience has shown me is that sometimes when you share your work with other people before you've had a chance to love it and respect it and accept it for what it is, you will receive feedback that you are not emotionally ready to receive. And naturally that throws you off, because you're all in your feelings, and You're trying to figure out, should I even be doing this? I'm stupid. Whatever it is that you might tell yourself that maybe is not going to be helpful to tell yourself, you start to tell yourself those types of things, and I think it's just not healthy for your process as a writer. And anyway, that's a whole other conversation. But number three on the list is to hell with trends. To hell with trends. Like I've told you before, I'm not really the person that jumps on the trends, and I know how easy it can be for some people to jump on trends and to go along with what might be cool in the moment. But having your own unique voice is really the only way to stand out in this industry, really in any industry, and say that no matter what is going on around me, I am here to stay as I am. And that's just what it is. When I write, I tend to pull from personal experiences that I've observed, from other people. And what I do is kind of merge them together, blend them together to create stories that feel real because they are. You probably heard my son sneezing, but I'm going to keep going. I mean, that's the way that you get stories that move people. That's the way that you get stories that people can relate to. You bring in the world the way that you see it, the imagination that you have. And nobody else is going to have that. I know you've probably heard before, maybe you've heard the saying that there are no new stories. And that may be the case, but I believe that there is an endless variety of those stories that can be told because we are all individuals, despite what it might look like. Sometimes we are all individuals and we all have something that we bring to the table. So do you. Number four on my list is find your own process. One of the things that I would get hung up on was this advice, again, well-meaning advice from people who know me, but also people on the internet who I don't know and they don't know me. But the advice has always been write every day. And for me, that just has never worked unless I am actively working on a series or a film or I'm writing a book or some sort of story or, unless I'm doing that and I can't help but write every chance I get. Writing every day just doesn't feel true to who I am as a writer. I need time to live and I need time to experience and I need time to let my brain reset off of the last thing that I did so that I can really build up my story, so that I could build up what I need to talk about, so that I can allow these characters to be born and to come through my mind and tell me what it is that I need to be saying. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I can't sit down and write every day. And that may work for you. That may be your process. But my process is to write when I feel inspired. And I feel inspired a lot. So I do write. But to give myself a strict, okay, Crystal, you're going to write every single day from 10 to 3. That's just not my style. And it just doesn't give me what it is that I need to have to tell my stories. I just need space and I need time to process things that happen. That's my son sneezing. But anyway, I need space and I need time to process and work through emotions and experiences and life, because sometimes writing in the moment, in the heat of what I'm feeling, sometimes it's helpful. But what I find is more helpful for me as a writer in my process is to go through things, process them, get to a point where I'm not actively, I feel like I've used that word a lot today, but I'm not actively experiencing the impact of those things. I'm not actively feeling those emotions, because then I can look back and I can see the story. And if I can see the story, I can write the story. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you. If it doesn't make sense, you have questions. I told you before, my DMs are open and y'all my gemstones. So, hey, I got to make room for you. So if you have any questions, if you've listened to my 4 tips and you're like, hey, Crystal, can you kind of go into that in more detail? Whatever, I'm here. Consider me a resource. And I'm not this big know-it-all. all I know is what I know and what I've learned, and through my own experience as a writer. I don't know everything. I'm the first to say, I don't know everything, and I hope to never know everything, because then that means I've stopped living and I've stopped experiencing. And what fun is that, to be alive and not be still learning or able to learn. So I don't know everything, but I do know some things, and I'm confident that um, my experiences and my knowledge can be helpful to you in some way. So I yeah, I just want to help. So if I can help, if you want more tips, if you want more videos like this where I'm pulling from stuff that I know or that I've done that I can share with you and help you, just let me know. Y'all, I'll be talking to me sometimes, and I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it. Talk to me more. I have things to share. I have life that I've lived, and I'm happy to give what I can give. And hopefully that doesn't come across as arrogant. I don't know. I'm not an arrogant person, but I do want to help, and I do want to do my part and be of service in a way that makes sense for me and for you. So again, if you think of anything, hit me up. If not, I appreciate you for being here, and I will see you next time.